What is your thoughts on the Dodgers start so far?
Well, it's obviously been a rough start after a great year a year ago. Injuries always play into it. Injuries are always a piece of it, no doubt. But they've been hit harder than most, and they've got a lot of depth in their organization. But I think the way that they've had the injuries hit, it's going to be difficult without getting guys back to really get back on track.
So 8 out right now. What's your history in being on a team that's 8 out? First half of the season.
I go back to the 2013 season. At one point in time, late June, really, we were Don Mattingly was our manager. People were thinking he was going to get fired. He didn't. He continued to right the ship. We were, I think, 12 out and 9.5, or 12 under 500 and 9.5 games out in late June. So many different things are going to happen. The blessing and the curse of baseball, you play it every day. So the blessing and the curse of baseball is you evaluate it every day. And if you evaluate it too quick, you'll make mistakes. That said, the team has been under 500 for a while, and they do have a lot of injuries. They got to get Turner back. That's probably 3 weeks away. Logan Forsythe, get him back. I still think they're going to make a run at it. They know how to win. Arizona learned a little bit last year how to win. But Dodgers have got a good pedigree, a great culture, great manager in Roberts. So I think they'll make it a race before it's over.
What's your read on why Corey Seager got the injury that he got?
A shortstop is it's probably the one position that you throw from so many different arm slots, and you throw quick, and you have to throw accurate and obviously hard. You got to have, except for the catcher and maybe a right fielder, probably your best arm is your shortstop. And I think just the wear and tear, different things like that, they accumulate. And I think that's what happened to Corey. He obviously did not want to have this happen. He was hurting last year and decided against the surgery because he thought he could heal. He wasn't prepared to do what nature is going to make him do.
So it's not because he's at the Spinal Tap 11 and he couldn't dial it back with all the extra swings? That had nothing to do with it, you don't think?
I don't think so.
So it's really just an arm angle from the shortstop position?
I think so. I think it's that. I think when you think about pitchers hardly ever hit. And that's where most of the Tommy John surgeries are coming from. So I do think it's a throwing issue. I think that's most of it. And I think that the arm angles are tough. And you've got to. There's been, I think, 34 infielders that have a Tommy John surgery in the last 30 years. So it's rare that it would happen to an infielder. Most of them in the high 90s come back as good as they were before the surgery. But I do think it's really a wear and tear injury that builds up like that.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.